Being principled is essential in the life of an empowered teacher, but sometimes it can be hard to know where to start. In 2008, many zoos across Europe were observing high mortality rates among their elephant populations and were in search of answers. A survey was conducted on the health records of 4,500 elephants from both the wild and in captivity. The survey found that the average lifespan for an elephant in captivity was 17 years, while the average lifespan of an elephant in the wild was 56 years. This means that on average, elephants in the wild live at least 3 times longer than those in captivity.
Captivity has a dramatic impact on the welfare of animals, even for those born into captivity. Captive animals develop more diseases and physical abnormalities, suffer from behavioral issues, and have much shorter lifespans. Why? Because in captivity, they are not living how nature intends. All living beings thrive when given agency and choice. In captivity, they have no choice. They have no control. They just exist.
You see, there is one fundamental difference between mere existence and life. That difference is freedom. To freely think, decide, speak, and act is what makes life, well, life. At Empowered, we want to instill in you the principle of freedom. Freedom to bring your value to the classroom and to build education the way you know best. Let's see what our empowered community has to say about the importance of bringing the principle of freedom into the classroom.
Freedom for you as a teacher is the freedom to decide what lessons or activities, for you to design that learning environment and experience for your students, but knowing that you need to do it in a way that is beneficial for your students and reaches those outcomes that perhaps your school and yourself have set for your students. When students are given the freedom and some amount of voice and choice of what they do, it takes it from this arbitrary assignment that their teacher gave them to do to something that they're involved in. And there's probably some emotion there because when students are able to bring their talents into it, they want to do well because they want to show off to others, hey, I am a great artist, or I'm really good at designing something on the computer. It makes it meaningful and authentic.
I always thought you get a curriculum, you do what it says, you teach the class, you do a worksheet, you take an assessment. And I kind of thought it was like boom, 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 this is how it goes.
Between 4.5 yards, this is all wrong.
Through Empowered, I've seen that you can get to the same place, but there's different paths to get there. I think when I started Empowered, that was one thing that was holding me back because I was so scared to do it wrong. I was so scared to fail in front of my students. But then I realized I am my own person. I'm gonna do things even different than the other person who does Empowered at my school, and that's okay.
An empowered educator asks the right questions. They don't come with all the right answers. And that's probably most important, is they remove themselves as the barrier to the students' learning.
The importance of freedom is clear, but how do we leverage freedom as a principle that we live by, teach, and view the world? Nelson Mandela wrote in his essay, Working Toward Peace, to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Mandela understood that the goal is not merely individual freedom, but rather the freedom of the collective, that unless all of us have freedom, none of us do.
And so this is how we define the principle of freedom. Respect the rights of others and study the links between freedom, entrepreneurship, and societal well-being. Without freedom, our students' love for learning dwindles as they grow older. At Empowered, we support you in your journey to reclaim that freedom.
When a teacher steps into allowing their students that trust, that freedom, that's empowering. They take that from that classroom and collaboration to their house, and it's empowering. And they take that to their communities, and they take that to their club teams, and every interaction that they have, they start to feel empowered. And It builds confidence within a student. It builds a sense of self-worth.
It takes learning from something that happens within just 4 walls of the classroom to something that happens every single day in any setting that they're in. And that's really powerful for students to experience.
As teachers, we have a choice: existence or life, freedom or captivity, the cage or the wild. It is from this foundation that all of our other principles will flourish.